And welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for being here. And as you can tell from the title of this video, what I'm going to be speaking about today is your money is not enough to keep your relationship. Who I'm really speaking to here is the men who want to be in a committed relationship with one woman. Perhaps you want to settle down and have a family with her. Maybe not, but what I really want to make clear before I continue with this video today is that I'm speaking to the men that want to have more of that committed union with a woman. The reason I say that is because, yes, when it comes to men who know within themselves that they don't want to get married, they don't want to have children for whatever reason, which is perfect, but they know that within themselves, this message is not for them. And by this is, of course, you can stay here and listen. It's cool if you do, of course. I'm not going to know either way. The reason that I really wanted to make this clear is that I understand that in me sharing what I'm about to share, it can come with a lot of yeah buts. That's where the certain nuances come into play. Let's get started. The reason that I'm sharing this is because what I often hear from men is she wants, a man that has lots of money and that's what's gonna keep the relationship going. Now, let's start off with an example that I've often seen in some of the girly romantic films that I've watched over the years. Seen this play out so many times. We do see this play out in media so many times. And what we see was a movie that I watched however long, I don't know when it was. But in this movie, there was a woman who got married to a man and he was very rich. In this relationship, what they depicted in the relationship is that she wasn't getting her emotional needs met. It was all very surface level. Her heart didn't feel safe with him. They didn't have much of a emotional connection, much of a mental connection. Basically, her heart was on ice, should we say. It wasn't open, it wasn't flowing, it wasn't vibrant. And she felt very lost, and in her day where she was feeling bored and lost and unfulfilled in her life, she started a relationship with a gardener that lived on the premises. Now, if you've watched this movie, you might be thinking, I know which one she's talking about. I really do not remember the name of this movie in the first place. This movie, when I watched this, I thought, wow, this is really powerful for so many men to see. The message in that is that she's always going to go for a man who holds her heart, who she feels emotionally, mentally connected to, over a man with money. This man that she ended up having the relationship with outside of her marriage, they had an emotional connection. There was intimacy as well, sexual intimacy. They had that kind of relationship. But it wasn't just the sexual intimacy, it was the deeper part of her where she was feeling seen and heard, and she was feeling understood, she was feeling alive as a woman. So he brought out that energy within her. It was always there in the first place, but being in this relationship with this new man just brought it alive. It just allowed her to connect with that energy. When it comes to relationships, that's all that's going on. Is that all of these good feelings that you experience, they've always been there. It's just that within the relationship is almost like if you imagine a button that you're pressing that activates those feelings that you experience. Message is that she left her marriage and she ended up having a relationship with this man. And they were very happy together and had a family. We see this all the time, as I said earlier. We see the man that has all the money, a very big house, but an empty heart. This is something that I've had a lot of conversations with men over as well. And when we're connecting, he's talking to me about the things that he's achieved, the businesses, the money. It's great, it's brilliant. But the misunderstanding that he has, well, why don't I have the woman? He's had experiences with relationships with women, but the question that these men are often asking me is, why can't I keep a woman? Because your money is not enough to keep a woman. provide a roof over her head, it might provide beautiful jewelry, holiday in the Maldives or wherever, 5-star holiday, beautiful, great. But in time, what she's going to be asking herself is, why does my heart not feel full? Why do I feel so empty? Why do I feel so unfulfilled? Why don't I feel alive in my relationship and in my life? That's where the man, which men often get confused, the man that seemingly has less takes over and gets the woman. I want to also add is that we're not saying that it's okay for her to go outside of the relationship. You may agree with me, but I believe from the world according to Jess, to go outside of a relationship is not morally, ethically the right thing to do. But the point that I'm trying to make is that if you believe that just because you have a great bank account with lots of zeros on the end and a big house, that it's going to keep your wife, that it's going to keep your girlfriend, it's not. You might be thinking, oh, well, I've been punished for being successful. No, don't see it like that. It's amazing that you have built your businesses, you've built whatever you've built, you've been financially successful. That says a lot about you. Brilliant. But what you can start to do in your life is start to do more of the inner work. Start to ask yourself, can I have these emotional conversations with my woman, with my girlfriend, with my wife? Am I connected to my emotions? Something that I see so often with high achieving men that are able to achieve, as I said, really beautiful, amazing, epic things in their business and have lots of zeros in their bank account, which, provides a lot for a family, provides children with a private education, great holidays, everything is taken care of. But you want to start to notice, is she feeling unfulfilled? Is she feeling bored? Are we talking as much as what we used to? Because it's not to say that she's going to go off with the gardener. We're not saying that necessarily. But what I'm saying is that this is an opportunity for you to connect with your intuition and check in your relationship or in the woman that you're dating and really connect to what you feel. Because once you're able to connect more with the deeper part of yourself, able to connect with your heart, then it's going to be a lot easier for you to connect with her. That's always how it works. Everything that I have to share on this topic, but to summarize, when it comes to what a woman wants, that she's truly connected to her feminine energy, if she's truly connected to her heart, this is something that we see often is a lot of women like the glittery things at the start. And then in time, what she starts to find is that it's not fulfilling for her anymore. I'm saying this from the work that I do with men and with women, but I'm also saying this from my own personal experience too. I have been in relationships with guys where they seemingly have had great things, the stuff, who he was and what he could provide for me emotionally, how he could connect to my heart. It was empty. There wasn't much for me to experience there. And so I often felt very lost and unfulfilled. And it didn't cause me to go off with a gardener or anything, but it caused me to walk away from the relationship, which if she is a woman of integrity and a woman that is honest with herself and is of a certain conscious level, then she's going to make that choice out of respect to your relationship and the container that you have, and out of respect for herself and for you to speak her truth and for you to part ways in a healthy way, rather than going outside of the relationship while the relationship is, in your eyes, intact. So I hope that's been helpful. Please feel free to reach out if you have any other questions, and I'll see you in the next video.